You smiled in every photo, but inside that house, you were completely alone. No one to run to when you were scared. No one to hold you when the world felt too heavy. No one who made you feel like you were safe just by being in the same room. And the cruelest part? You didn't even know what you were missing, because you had never had it. Dwayne Johnson, one of the most powerful men on earth, once sat on the side of a road and wept, alone, not knowing why. You know that feeling? Not because you were weak, because something was taken from you before you were old enough to understand what it was. This is what happens to your mind when you grow up without a mother, or anyone who should have been there. And if you grew up feeling like something was always missing, keep watching, because it was never your fault. You learned that love leaves. That was the first thing. Nobody told you this. You lived it before. You could even put words to what was happening. Love had already walked out of your life, and a child who learns that love disappears, becomes an adult who never fully believes it will stay. So you hold people at a distance, not because you don't want them close, because you are terrified of what happens the moment they decide to leave. You fall in love carefully. You give slowly. You always keep one foot at the door, not because you are cold, because you are protecting yourself from a loss you have already survived once. The second thing, you became your own parent too soon. You were 7, maybe 9, maybe younger, and you were already carrying things no child should carry. You cooked, you cleaned, you swallowed your pain in silence because there was no one to bring it to Oprah. Winfrey grew up without a present mother. She raised herself, she built an empire, but she has said publicly the wound never fully closed. That version of you, that small, exhausted, too mature child is still inside you today, still doing everything alone, still refusing to ask for help, still convinced that needing someone is weakness. It was never weakness, it was survival. The third thing, you don't know how to receive love. This is what nobody tells you. It doesn't just make you afraid of losing love, it makes you uncomfortable receiving it. When someone is consistently kind to you, something inside you waits for it to end. You look for the catch. You wonder what they want. You push them away before they get the chance to leave on their owned up, because in your experience, that is always what happens. The fourth thing, you grieve something you never had. This grief has no name. You don't just mourn the mother you lost, you mourn the mother you never had, the one who should have been there for your first heartbreak, who should have told you that you were enough, who should have made you feel even once that you were a whole world. That grief has no funeral, no closure, because you cannot mourn someone who was never truly yours, even when they lived in the same house. And sometimes her physical presence was more painful than her absence. The fifth thing, you search for her in everyone, in your friendships, in your partners, in every person who shows you the smallest amount of warmth. You are still looking for her. And sometimes that search leads you directly to people who sense that hunger in you, people who offer the warmth you have been starving for and take it away the moment you need it most. Jim Carrey once said, behind every joke, behind every smile, there was a child who just wanted someone to tell him he was enough. That child is still in you too. You will never fully stop looking for her, but you can stop letting that search destroy you. Here's what I want you to hear. The way you turned out, the strength, the independence, the ability to survive what would have broken most people. You built that without her, and that is not nothing. That is everything. But you are allowed to grieve what you didn't have. You are allowed to be angry. You are allowed to stop pretending. It didn't hurt to start by saying this to yourself just once. I deserved more, and I am not broken for wanting it. That is where your healing begins. If something in these words landed somewhere deep inside you, save this video. Share it with one person who needed to hear this today, because the most painful part of growing up without a mother is believing you were the only one. You were never the only one.